Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Party Invite Show, a two-part podcast and game stream extravaganza. It is our very last one of the whole entire year. We've got Chris out tonight because he's doing celebration stuff of his own. We are excited to hopefully see him next week. Yeah. Thursdays are a busy day for him, so hopefully we'll see him on here again soon. He certainly has plenty of things to talk about, but my name is Tegan. You can usually find me streaming stuff on the channel solo, but I'm your host tonight, and joining me, as usual, is Vilos over here.
That's me.
And Sovereign Sid down here.
Oh, hi. Great.
Their Majesty. This
Iconic.
is, say it correct. So the three of us, we're your party leaders tonight. We bring you a show in two parts in the podcast section, which will probably be a little short tonight. We've each got one game, but some of it is stuff that you have seen seen us play here in the past week. Every week we want to give you what we've been playing as our segment. We want to give you a variety of the games that we're into or that we've discovered that we think are worth playing for you. So before we do that, because our whole purpose here is to make people feel welcome and to create a constructive, safe space on the internet. You know, there are plenty of places to find games and to find, scandal and arguments. No shortage of places to find those. It's a little more rare to find a community that you feel like you can really connect with, and a positive place where you don't have to dodge bullets of people casting stones at each other. So to that end, let's start with our lovely segment, Blissin' Up, where we say something good that's happened in our lives. And in chat, we invite you to let us know in chat or on Twitter especially, but any of our socials. Mine, I got to go first on this one. We did it! We beat Spelunky 2 on stream, baby! They said it couldn't be done. Who's they? Everyone. My intrusive thoughts.
I mean, literally everyone.
With hours left on the clock before the end of the year, I finally fucking did it. I finally did it. I've put probably at this point over 200 hours in Spelunky 1 and 2. Never had I beaten either of them. In the first game, I never really came close. But in this game, after doing the marathon stream, after having some good streams before that, the marathon stream for Extra Life, we got so close. We got to the final boss a couple times. We had never seen the final boss before. This was back in November, I believe. We got close, but we couldn't make it happen. We streamed for almost 12 hours. So I really wasn't sure if I was going to be able to pull it off. So yeah, we had a couple tries, I think, a week or so ago. But last night we logged on pretty late, which was rad that there were so many people in chat to support me. Yeah, we just had a lot of people. I mean, for most people, I went live around like almost 10:30 Central Time for you guys. So not only was I very excited to have gotten to and defeated the boss, the final boss of the game, I got to do it on stream with everybody. It was just very exciting, and we had one of our community members recommend somebody to raid us right as the credits were rolling, so that was extra hype, kind of just everything firing off all at once. Really happy I did that. That was such a huge challenge, and as much as I love Spelunky, I really was not sure I was going to be able to do it. I mean, y'all saw me play. You guys have seen me die spectacularly a lot, a whole lot.
Yeah, I think really you started it and you died like 5 times in like 3 minutes or something like that. It was something real crazy, and I was just like, well, I was going to do a shot every time you died, but I'd be dead.
You'd be dead.
Confidence was so high too with you last night. Like you started out on like the highest of highs, ready to go.
I went in. I don't even think. I mean, I basically stayed stone sober, which I mean, that's almost true. But I typically don't do on streams that aren't the podcast. The podcast, I try to keep my head on straight so I can talk like a normal human. But yeah, I went in and I'm like, you know what? I've been prepping for this all day, all week. I've planned on what I'm going to do. I started the final checkpoint instead of trying from the beginning. So my next challenge, of course, is next year. I am going to beat the game properly from start to finish instead of from the final checkpoint, which is how the game's meant to be played using the shortcuts. So, I don't feel like I cheated or anything. Like, it's not like it was easy. So that was really exciting, and that is the perfect way for me to end this year with that, one of my very favorite roguelikes. Going into next year, my Wednesday streams, that's what we did last night, will turn into Monday streams, and I'll have more details to come, but that will be my intent anyway, is to have a roguelike stream where I do your classic spin the wheel with a whole bunch of roguelikes on it. And for that session, I'll play probably 2 or 3 different roguelikes and get as far as I can, because there are just so many different ones that I want to play. But like Spelunky was almost hard to stream, because sometimes I'm like, I want to play one of these games, but I don't know if I want to stream Spelunky. But I don't want to play Spelunky unless I'm streaming it, because if I freaking beat the game without anyone seeing, I would just pretend it didn't happen, and I would just, my life would be a lie from that point on. I'd have to save scum to get back to that somehow. Anyway, really excited for all that. Looking forward to a roguelite feature next year, 2023, in just a few days. But yeah, still riding high from that.
Snowy. Time.
I feel like the last 4 months, the rest of the year was a real year, but the past 4 months just disappeared. Ever since we got close to October. I don't know. You know how Black Friday kind of moves up each year? I feel like the entire holiday season, post-COVID or whatever we are right now, just stretched out into 4 months. So it was like I was immediately busy way before I thought I would be, and everything just disappeared. So, yeah, really excited that I found time to beat Spelunky. I'm going to be talking about this for a while. I'm just so excited that I did that, because I play a lot of games that I lose at a lot. And losing doesn't upset me, but, it's nice to get a taste of success every once in a while. So it tasted good. I can't wait to get another one. Now we'll beat the game from start to finish at some point. And we'll be able to start going for the other hidden secret endings and all that stuff, because my in-game journal is only like half full. Seriously. It's maybe like 2/3 full, but that's optimistic. So there's a ton of stuff I haven't seen, and I'm not really sure what all that entails, because I've only touched the wiki a little bit. But yeah, that's exciting. So it's just like Hades. It's like once you beat it, it's like now you get to experience the rest of the game. So, yeah. So that's my blissing up. Real hyped about that.
Congratulations!
Thank you. Yeah, when I go back to the hub at the after beating it, every single character told me congratulations, and in that moment, I felt seen. They knew.
Oh.
They knew.
They were just passing money under the table. They're like, dang, you actually beat it. Oh, man.
Yeah, all the ghosts of all the dead pets that you had and everything. Just like, yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah. Well, that's it for me. Sav, what do you got for us? Let's blissen us up.
So, for the last couple of weeks, I kind of had to sequester myself in my room because Bowser got sick with not COVID. We don't know what it was, but whatever it was, I didn't want none of it. So, I'm in the master bedroom. For those who don't know, that's where my setup is and everything. So,
why don't you just call
camera
it
over there.
the princess quarters, the royal quarters?
I feel that'd be too little, too on the nose,
Oh.
Plus, if I'm describing it to somebody, they're just going to be like, "What's that?" Anyway, So,
That's true. That's true.
off camera, I have there's a vanity over there with a sink, the bathroom, all the amenities over there. So, I basically lived in here for half a month. Only leaving in order to get, to go to the kitchen and get some food and whatnot. And then when I did that, I double masked. So over time, it became increasingly more daunting to maintain the space. And so, I slid into the slump of just throwing the clothes wherever they were, blah, 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 that whole spiel.
As you do.
Well, over the course of this week, I actually cleaned everything up. It's so relieved to just be able to walk around the room, and I could just like go wherever I want, not have to step over anything. And then the cats can come and go, and they just chill on the open floor. And it's really nice. And today was the culmination of all of my adulting because I went out and I went to the bank. I deposited some money in my accounts. I moved everything around. I went to go pick up my paycheck. I went to the car wash. I put air in my tires. Like
Wow.
it was like a whole day full of errands and everything. We took Tia to the vet because she had an appointment today. It was like
You really did the thing.
we did the damn thing, and it was so satisfying. Like I feel so accomplished, and now I get to sit here and play video games and drink.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right where you want to be.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and another thing is I checked. This is the big one. I can't believe I forgot this. I checked the mail. My mailbox.
Oh, you know what? I've checked the mail like twice in 2 years.
I never.
So-
we live in an apartment, and the mailbox is literally we exit the door, you turn right, and there's the mailbox. Still in the building, not even outside. Never check it. Never ever. And guess what I found inside?
Money!
A Christmas card. No. A Christmas card from Ryan Reynolds.
Wow.
Look at this. Because we have Mint. So he sends all his Mint customers Christmas cards every year, and they come with like a different picture. And they also come with like a temporary tattoo, which I don't have with me. It's on the fridge because that's where I put the picture on the fridge. Because now every time I go to the kitchen to raid the fridge, I'll get to see Ryan Reynolds. I mean, who doesn't want to look at
That is
that
pretty
face?
great.
Look at that. So check your mail, people. Yeah.
Check
And
your
it
mail.
actually inspired me to clean out my inboxes on my emails, both of them. So today was a very, very productive day. And that's
Hell
what
yeah.
Yay. Also, Andrew Tate got arrested, and that was really icing on the cake.
In the best way.
In the best way. But that's a long story. Longer than both of us have already been talking. So
That's right. Well, if we want to go on to what we've been playing, my game, which I'm going to talk about not first, is going to be Pentiment, which is the game that we're going to play tonight on stream after we wrap up the podcast. So I'll talk about that right before we transition over. We'll play the trailer and all that good stuff. So if you missed the last week's first session, no sweat. We're also going to replay just a tiny bit. And we got some other stuff. We got some special stuff. We got some community voices that are going to join us tonight. Really excited for that because this game is not voiced. So anyway, I said I wouldn't talk about it, so I have to stop. We'll talk about Pentiment at the end. But Vilos, let's start with you. A game that can put a smile on anybody's face.
Yeah, absolutely. Literally, always. An airport for aliens currently run by dogs.
I'm a cat person. I hate this already.
Oh,
I can't.
And you know I am too, but it was gifted to me by the lovely Odysseus. So
oh hell
again,
yeah.
Hey.
extra thank you to him. But it was a game that's been on my radar for a long time because it was created by Strange Scaffold, which is Xalavier Nelson Jr., creator of Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator, and a lot of other great things that I've been in love with for the last year and a half. So this game is stupid, constantly funny. As you can see in the video here, the whole point is that you and your fiance are the last two human beings, period.
Oh, that's not good.
And something happened, some catastrophic event happened with aliens. They don't explain it. Like there's mentions and stuff like that. Whole lot of background stuff.
Look at this game.
And yeah, as you can see, the entirety of the game, you are running around these airports that are across these different planets. And the thing is, they are set up just like real airports. They've got a stupid amount of terminals that you'll have to find your way around. There's places to drop off. There's elevators that you think are going nowhere. There's elevators that go into a giant pool of water and then go back up. Just ridiculous things. Anything that you can imagine happens in this game. It feels like it's a very sandbox environment, and the whole point is that you need to get to your flight, right? And so you have to do things in order to do that. So as you can see in the video, there's 2 dogs when you get to the actual table that is where your flight is going to be boarded. And those 2 dogs have 2 particular things to do. One of them will have something that they need from you that's very specific, and you'll have to go do a quest for another dog to get that thing. And the other dog needs your boarding pass. The boarding pass dog, however, whenever you
Oh my
get boarding
gosh.
passes, like a boarding pass could have a stupid
Oh,
number of
Yep.
different. Yeah, that's a lovely ad screen.
Thank you.
The
I'll be right back.
the boarding passes have like all this alien language and stuff on them. The only thing that you can decipher is specific symbols and the time. And time actually is 1-to-1 in the game.
Oh, really?
1-to-1 with real life in the game. So you have to wait unless you find particular items that can actually speed up time. There's a couch that you can find, and there's a bed that you can find, and you literally just have them in your inventory to select anytime you want. It just shoves it in front of your face, first person, and then you turn it. So it's literally you have a giant bed or the sofa. You just turn it, and it's just sitting there in front of you, and a big clock goes across the screen, and time moves forward.
Oh, that's
It's
where I kept hearing the
funny.
dog like.
Yeah, when you hear the and it just like does a little woof sound. Yeah, that's when you're moving time. And so you've just got to do all these different things. You satisfy these dogs to like one of my favorites, and you'll see in the story that I put out tomorrow on YouTube and maybe Twitter and stuff, is that there's a dog that gets trapped in a human's body. I don't even remember how he says he does it, but he's like super disappointed. He's depressed. There's only one thing that can help him, and it's this very specific like soda slash alcohol. This very sketchy like it's kind of an eldritch soda,
Lol.
and if you find it, you give it to him, and he'll actually turn back into a dog. And he gives you a photocopier that will literally spits out copies of any literary thing that you've picked up in the game. Like everything about this game makes no sense, and it's amazing. It's just very silly, very funny. Every dog you meet, as you can see, is one of these still photos. Like you can pet them too, and I actually forgot that there was a pet button, and so I didn't pet any dogs the whole fucking time I played in the 6
No,
hours that I
get
played it.
out. No,
I
wait.
forgot that there was a pet button because it was not obvious because I don't play mouse and keyboard, and it was
Oh,
like
sure.
Y or T or
So
some
you've got to
stupid stuff that
replay
you
it, is what
normally
you're
wouldn't
telling
touch.
me.
Yeah, I have to replay it because there is an achievement to pet 750 dogs in one playthrough.
750!
750.
Golly.
But it's
That's almost as
so
many Pokemon.
it's such a wild game, and obviously, as you can see, you see dozens. I don't know the exact number, but there are at least I would say at least 75 to 100 different dog photos in this game. And a lot of them actually were people that had supported Strange Scaffold on Patreon, which is really cool. And so a lot of people actually got their own little imprint on this game. And it's just a great example of a beautiful indie game, something that's really hilarious, really fun. It's as short as you want it to be. I played through it in 6 hours, but like I said, it being an open world, you can definitely take more time doing it. Just super fun. I can't stress that enough. And it's made by Strange Scaffold, and again, that is a team that you should be looking at for future indie titles, pretty much forever. I love all the stuff that they do. The narrative designer of Skatebird, that's Xalavier Nelson Jr. They've
What's
got
it? What? Say his first name again.
Xalavier Nelson Jr.
Xalavier Nelson Jr.
Yeah, and he's really funny on TikTok and or Twitter if you decide to follow him. Um, they've got El Paso Nowhere was just released, which is a kind of a kind of a teaser game that's an offshoot of El Paso Elsewhere, which is this eldritch horror Single player, I think it's going to be first person experience. It looks very trippy, and very much a Serious Sam type shooter situation. Looks really really intriguing. But yeah, it's just so good. An airport, an airport for aliens, currently run by dogs.
Hell
I
yeah.
could talk about it forever. It's so good.
So is it ever established that the dogs are alien, or
So
is that plot? I don't want to
it's
spoil
not
it for anybody.
it's not that the dogs are aliens, but it's just like they don't make it clear as to why dogs were left. At least I didn't find that situation. There are a few little Easter eggs that I learned about after I finished it that I need to go back to find. But yeah, as far as the story tells you, because I didn't even mention the main gist of the story is that you are a guy trying to deal with his relationship with Krista, who's his literally long distance girlfriend, fiance, because she's a scientist and she's doing a literal interstellar. She puts it up to you that, hey, I've got this one chance to kind of get humanity back.
We will
And
undestroy the Earth.
no, it literally, almost literally is that. And she's like, I'm a scientist, and you know, this is going to require me going to a different dimension. and that
We've all been there.
The strain of this on your relationship is the whole thing. And so you just meet her in these different airports, and have a dialogue each time that you meet her. And it's just super heartfelt and super sweet, and very existential if you're into that sort of thing.
And
Hell
I've
yeah.
heard of going out to get milk and cigarettes, but I've never heard of just going to a different dimension.
I'll be right back.
It's pretty
I swear.
great.
Well, that's
It's
wonderful.
not you, it's me.
Oh, I wish I had that sound queued up.
Yeah, we'll have to blurp that one because it's a really funny sound.
It's a great sound. That is an airport for aliens currently run by dogs. Vilos, you played that in our Discord from start to finish. That was a joy to watch. I can this guy. I just love all this guy's stuff. You know. I think though that I do prefer to watch you play it than to play it myself. So to be able to do exactly that is perfect, because otherwise I would only hear about it like you're telling me right now, and I wouldn't be able to experience it firsthand. So shout out to the technologies that allow us to share those games and laugh in real time as as you're talking to all the dogs that have wonderful names like Calming Dog, who's a therapist in the trailer, or all of the cats that are always named like Starving Artist or like
yeah,
Fiendish Artist or something.
There are a specific set of cats that are artists, and they're all like volatile creatures. And like one of them, you literally are. I love cat Sav, you know that. This one cat literally asks for an explosive device. It's the best quest ever. It's just so
It's for
funny.
art.
That's the one.
And not vandalism.
Without spoiling, that's the one where you were walking around with that thing in your hand, right? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the heart?
No.
No, that was a separate thing, but...
I mean, I know that you told me you went on a fetch quest for a cat, and you brought back, something I wasn't expecting you to give a cat. Anyway, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it was very silly. It was very silly.
That's good stuff.
It was good stuff. So that's, again, an airport for aliens currently run by dogs. The acronyms for his games are great.
The title kind of sounds like one of those like isekai manga where it's just like, I was reincarnated into another world after getting hit by a truck, and now I'm picking up a dragon girlfriend from down the grocery store. Like,
yeah, you know that's half of the appeal for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Sav, how about you? Let's talk about the hit new game, Divine Knockout.
Yeah. I ain't got nothing to say about it. It's the same thing. Moving on. No.
Well,
I kid.
Hey, it's up to you. It's your segment.
I have been pretty much only playing this so far. I do have some new stuff to say about it. Like I am currently grinding the leaderboard. There's a leaderboard, and I have been ignoring it because I wanted to get to know all the characters better. Also get to know the community better before just ignoring everybody and like no lifing the leaderboard. Well, I'm past that point now, and I'm no lifing the leaderboard. Yay! The
Get it.
leaderboard is global, and I think it represents
Worldwide.
the top 500 of duos and singles. And currently, I am top 200, baby, in the whole world. So that's that.
Nice.
Very nice.
The video that I have submitted, which I don't know if it actually,
It did. I've got it right here.
sweet. It's actually going over one of the modes that I haven't talked about because every time I've talked about it thus far has been with the 3v3 modes. Well, as I touched on previously, in one of the casts here, there are other modes too. I think it was Tegan that you were the one who asked about, is it just strictly 3v3 or are there like competitive modes or things like that?
Mm-hmm.
There are. And one of the ones is duos, which is 2v2. The maps are substantially different. There are hazards that are really, really impudent, and I hate the one on the video right now is actually my least favorite map because that stupid pendulum always catches me off guard. But I have a lot of fun, in duos. I don't really like playing anything by myself. I find 1v1s really boring because it's just a bunch of just camping and waiting for each other to make the wrong move, which could take forever, and I don't have that kind of patience. I'll still win. I just don't enjoy it. It's not
I'll
as fun
win,
to play
but
solos in this.
I'm not gonna like it.
Right, like in what was it, Bob's Burgers? I'll go, but I won't, or I'll complain the whole time. you know. But duos is a lot of fun. I'm solo queuing it, so even though I said I don't like playing by myself, I don't have a teammate because all of the people that I usually play with became mods in the Discord, and now they're too busy to play with me. So I just go ahead and solo queue. And sometimes the randos are just like inflatable teammates that I have to like play around, and sometimes I might use them as bait, and I don't care if it's morally gray because I still get the dub, so it's cool.
Hey, that's what a team game is.
Hey, blueberries are delicious, and I'm gonna feed them to the enemy. That's all I'll say. This match actually is Tegan, the one I was describing last night when I ran into that guy, and then I said GG's in his stream, and then he got all toxicity or like all the.
Yeah.
So
I mean, did you only say GG's in his stream, or were you like?
Yeah, I just said I'm just stopping in to say it. I said no. I think my exact words were just stopping in to say GG's, and then I sent like a happy like my wave emoji, and he just started talking all sorts of junk.
Well,
it's like, oh, you came in here to say you're better than me.
It's just GG's.
You jumped into a male streamer's channel to say literally anything after his ego was bruised after you kicked his ass. Yeah, of course he's gonna be
destroyed.
He was the first person who reacted that way. I didn't have any, all of my empirical data. I was just like, oh, they're just gonna be like, hey, let's play together, blah blah blah. Nope. None of that.
I think Bats is still here in chat. She plays Dead by Daylight, and she has one of the only channels I've personally watched where when people get their ass kicked, they're happy about it. They like show up, they're like, hey, I saw your name and now I'm in your Twitch chat, let's be pals. And every time I see it, I'm just like, wow, it can really happen. Because I'm just so used to almost specifically men on the internet just being like so toxic when they lose in any competitive game. So yeah, when you told me that, I was like, well, that's gamers be gaming.
That's what I get. Yeah. I think actually all of the Dead by Daylight, well, I don't want to say all because that's a very broad brush, but most of the DBD community is like that because my best friend Chart, he streams, that's basically all he streams. He streams like some really comfortable, like cozy indie games as well. Actually, I think the last thing I saw him playing was Spiritfarer. But he's a really big DBD streamer as well, and that happens all the time, and people actually play the game to help each other complete quests and stuff. So like people will wait by the exit for the killer and just like, walk in circles while the killer does their like special perk that they need to get quest points for or whatever.
15 times before,
Yeah. And I love that. I wish more communities were like that, but I will never play DBD because it's a horror game. So.
Yeah, but it's not as scary.
I know.
And Sava's a wuss though.
You know what? Yes, I am. I'm going to own it. Take that. Now what, Vilos? What's the other ammo?
We still need to finish Resident Evil, so.
I mean, Resident Evil's fine. But back to the game at hand, though. Divine Knockout. So 2v2s, lots of fun. Solos, whatever. They are coming out with a patch in early January that finally releases Zeus. I think I touched on this last time. And along with a whole bunch of balance patches to finish out the kind of hotfix patches that they did in the last patch. And I'm really excited about Zeus because his gold skin, I don't know if you noticed in this video that we just watched, but when you reach max level with a character, you get a gold skin, quote unquote. And its aesthetic is like black and gold. Well, Zeus's is Zaddy AF, and I cannot wait to unlock it and just stare at it all day.
Zaddy.
Yes, Zaddy Zeus.
Zaddy Zeus. Not to be confused with Zagreus. I don't know. There's a joke in my head, but it was half-baked. Pretend I never said anything.
Zagreus isn't a Zaddy, but he can still get it anyway. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, people say you're going to hell. I'm like, okay, take me there. Zagreus lives there. Okay? Like, I've seen when Lucifer's back, and I played Dante Inferno. I know. I'm good. But that's all I have to say about Divine Knockout. Like I said, it is it's no longer, as of January 2nd, it will not be in the PlayStation Plus thing. So if you have PlayStation and you are interested in this game, I would advise picking it up now while it is free, because you get the Founders Pack, which is a $25 value. You will get that for free, $99. And then the Steam promotion is over, but you can still watch the DKO stream, any DKO stream for 30 minutes and get the base access to the game. I do have a Founders code myself that I do plan on giving away once a certain condition has been met. So keep your ears to the ground on that for that kind of news, because $25 value.
Hell yeah. You heard it here first, and second, and third. It's clearly a very good game. I really like the colors, like the color palette that they use with those thickly drawn lines. Yeah, I could jump in on that. Play it for a few minutes. I don't do a very good job of sticking with brawlers and stuff, but I enjoyed my time with Multiverses after you recommended it, and I could pop into this. You're not going to catch me on any leaderboards though. Nowhere. I'm not going to touch those with the 15-foot pole. But hell yeah!
Just make sure every time I see you, I'll just come and say good GG.
And I'm gonna get so mad. I'm gonna get so mad. I don't care if I won. I'm gonna just be what's the thing from not High School Musical, whatever the show is. I'm gonna make a community so toxic.
Oh,
they'll have to
Glee.
leave. Yeah, Glee.
Glee. Yeah.
That's probably what that guy's MO was on his channel. He said
etiquette,
scare them all away.
Manners on the internet.
Banned.
No. Not on my watch.
So my game is the game that we played with the three of us. We all voiced together last week. A game that IGN gave a 10 out of 10, which for some people means something. For me, it really does, because I like to say that IGN is the reason that I played Celeste, which is one of my very favorite games. So let's play the trailer from this. I'm going to full screen it. This is Pentiment. The game had me laughing out loud more than I expected. It was also very fun, just us joking and laughing together playing this, of course. But the writing is funny in certain spots, and the way that some of the stuff is animated is funny in like an intentional way. This game takes place in the mid 1500s, I believe, and you play as this character Andreas. From the very beginning, you choose what your character's background is and your interests and all of these different things. There's some stuff that is kind of like pre-generated, but mostly it's all what you choose. And I don't know, we're not far enough yet to see how those things are going to play out. This is also a different trailer than the original one I watched. It seems like there's just a lot of game here for you to explore 16th century Europe during a time of great unrest and religious change, which the game points out at the beginning. So we don't know how our character is going to factor in all of this, but check out everything going on in this trailer. There's just like a lot of stuff, and I'm very interested in historical games. This is of course fiction. Your character's not real. But he's real in our hearts. We're making him a real character. So, yeah, that's the game that we're going to play on Session 2 for tonight.
After Vespers.
After Vespers, the hour of prayer.
Uh,
The game is all hand drawn, and almost has like a Paper Mario look, where things are like layered on top of each other, where they've got different, like a low number of frames that are put together to look like they're hand drawn, which they are. And so a bunch of clever stuff. So, one of my favorite things I saw last night was one of the characters that you talk to is he uses like he's a typesetter. I already forgot the name of it, but he uses a printing press. And when his text appears online, or I mean, in a line in front of you as he's speaking, it appears, as you two pointed out, the way that it would appear on a printing press in these black block letters upside down, and then it flips as it like goes to paper, where you read his text just like anyone else. And that little bit, like those tiny little bits, because you see that, and then he says to you, "Oh yeah, I work with the printing press. It's brand new. It's very exciting." It's stuff like that that makes me really excited for the rest of the game, because I'm not really sure what we're gonna see, either what everyone's gonna see or the things that are a result of our decisions. But it makes me really optimistic. Immediately in the hour and change that we played, I can't wait to play more of this. It's why we're playing it 2 weeks in a row, and why we've got some community members who are going to join us to do some voices tonight. So I'm really looking forward to that. It was hard to not go and play it after we were done the other night, because I was not ready to be done, but it was time to wrap up the stream. So really happy to jump into this. You'll see on tonight's stream that the game does not autosave, or certainly if you take a long time in conversations like we do, sometimes conversations are part of a scene, so you don't get to like free roam, kind of, like you do in other parts for a while. And if you exit the game, don't exit too quickly like we did, because I just quickly hit the menu and it said, you last saved 20 minutes ago. And I, without even reading, clicked exit, and it sure didn't save those 20 minutes, just like it said, So be careful of that. But now that I understand kind of the framework of the game, and because that only specifically happened because we were streaming, I never would have stopped right there if we weren't streaming. I don't think that's a big enough knock against it. At first I was like, bro, this game doesn't have autosaves. But when I went back to try to replay what we missed before the stream, I realized it totally makes sense in the context of what's happening. We just, play slowly because we're having a really good time. So that's great. So that's Pentiment. Who's the Obsidian Entertainment? Is who made that?
Yeah, just a reminder, that's a lot of the people that were behind Fallout New Vegas.
Yes.
That's why people love it.
And Obsidian, they also made Outer Worlds, which was a game that I didn't love. Some people did, but is a very, very different game than Pentiment. It's like when Riot says, "Hey, we're gonna make a shooter for the first time. We've never done one." You're skeptical, but then it's an absolute banger. Sometimes studios just switch gears. What was it? The Killzone, Guerrilla Interactive, the Killzone developer, saying, "Hey, we're gonna make a completely different style game with Horizon Zero Dawn." Knocked it out of the park. So
That's done by them?
Yep.
What? Wow.
I know, right? It's a very different game. A lot brighter, a lot less grays and browns and blacks. Lots of colors in Horizon. So lots of colors in this one too. So that's Obsidian making this. This game is Pentiment. I don't know what else to say other than I'm really excited because we've only played the beginning. I can't wait to play that from start to finish on stream. I don't know the overall schedule for the future, because we don't necessarily want to play this on stream 2 months in a row at the rate we're going. But I can guarantee you that we will not play it off stream. So if y'all are interested in checking that out and you're not ready to play it yourself, you can find it here on our channel, eventually on our YouTube. So hypes in chat for that. Wonderful. Do we have anything else before we wrap up here?
Shout out to Wildwood Cellars.
just gonna do it, I guess. For the
It is a good drink. I don't know how long we're supposed to be shouting about for, so I'm gonna just keep doing it.
Well, Vilo's gonna keep drinking the
gotta send
mead,
him a-
so
I gotta send him a little edit of all the stuff that we've said, because I was looking back through the VODs, and it's like I'm pretty sure we had like 20 minutes of discussion over like 3 pods that were technically like 10-second ads.
And the ASMR. Don't forget that.
and the
Oh, yeah.
ASMR. That's true.
Definitely that. But another shout out, we do just want to throw it out there again one last time, that this being the last stream of the year. Extra Life, guys. We have 2.5 days left of Extra Life donations,
and
that we
we've
can get in.
almost reached our goal. We just need a little bit more. Maybe we set a goal that was a little too high for ourselves this year, but we did raise some money, and like Vilos said, we've got until the clock strikes midnight on Saturday. So of course, anybody listening to this in the future, forget about it. We'll do extra life stuff throughout next year. So once
wait, if you're listening in the future, I'll still take your money. So.
Yeah. Go to twitch.tv/sovereignsid and hit the subscribe button. The money goes directly to princesses who need it.
Totally.
Yeah, thank you. Donate to our Extra Life page. We would love to get that number up a little bit more. While that link is for us on our team is not just Party Invite. Our team is a bunch of people. It's Demo Duo, it's Strang Bat, it's Odysseus and SJ. I can tell you right now, if you donate $50 to Odysseus, he'll go play Super Mario 64 Chaos, which is very exciting. It is absolute chaos, and I'd super love to see that. So go maybe donate on his channel. You can find that through that invite link. I'll just read it out loud. Extra Life or extra-life.org/participant. And then for Odysseus, it'll be /OdysseusNSJ at the end. I'm pretty sure I've got that right. So, thank you everybody who supported us throughout the year, and thanks to all of our team members who have streamed on their own channels, and together we had lots of collaboration things, collaboration games back in November. We played Midnight Ghost Hunt. That was a really good time. We joined Demo Duo to play some Heave Ho. That is a wonderful. If you're looking for a game to play with the family, some point. I know Christmas festivities are mostly over, but Heave Ho is a great team party game, and we had a blast playing it together. Thanks everybody for your support. This is our final podcast. Of course, the show is not over. We still got Game Stream ahead of us, but this is our final podcast of the year. This is we're coming up on episode 100. This is episode 94. I believe. So I got some ideas in the work for number 100. I will be excited to share that with you guys. But thanks everybody for supporting us this far. That's a really big milestone for us, and it's a perfect way to round out the year here. So everybody in chat, everybody listening at home, sincerely, thank you.
Definitely thank you.
So with that, let's wrap up the show, or let's wrap up the podcast, vernacular, and let's start the rest of the show. Let's get ready for Pentiment. We'll get the community voices, our friends in chat. Last week, it was just the three of us voicing whoever we felt like, but this time we'll have a full cast and crew to really spice things up. So thanks everybody for watching. The podcast will be back same time next week, same place. And we'll talk to y'all again soon.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.